Hey guys, so for this video I'll be showing kind of like a random collection of K-pop albums. I'm saying this because I have uploaded a majority of my individual collections for certain groups, but these are for certain artists, solos, groups, etc. That I only have one album from. So I did not make an individual video for a collection, and these are just random purchases. I usually don't try to buy albums from groups that I don't plan on collecting, because that just takes away from a lot of money from just collecting for other groups. So that's the reason why I only have one album of these groups. Usually I either just enjoy that release or I was just really wanting to support them, but usually I try to prevent myself from randomly buying from groups that I usually don't collect from. I'm really picky, especially with newer groups, so if you've seen a majority of my videos are from older groups that are most of them debuted from 2017 to 2012 or at the latest, with very few them being newer groups. So let's just get started. So the first thing that I have is Day 6's The Day, their first mini album. I mainly bought this because I enjoyed the debut track. I thought they were going to promote a lot more because they were on the JYP, but this is actually one of the groups that I might collect. I still have to listen to their second mini album and their full-length album that they released this year. To make that just step on to see whether I'm going to collect them or not. But I mainly bought this because of the song Congratulations. So that's that. Then I have Kim Bum-soo's 6th album. This one was just an extra that I bought in a lot sale thing. So I still haven't listened to this. I think I might listen to it and make an unboxing / review, but I think this is just ballad music. Then kind of like another random thing, I have Isungi's, I think this is G1, or I don't know what this is called. Let me see. Na Bangi Kum. I think that's what it's called. I am not a huge fan of Isungi's music. Not to trash on him or anything, because I actually really like him as an actor. I love his dramas that he's in. Especially, I recommend watching The King Two Hearts with Ha Ji-won. I really enjoy that drama. It's not that he's a bad singer. It's just that his music, I just don't listen to it. So this is kind of a random thing I have. But yeah, he mainly sings ballad songs. So really recommend watching his dramas though. Then I have NCT's NCT 127, NCT numbered 127, the first mini album. So the main reason why I don't have the other two releases is because I even discussed this on the previous video where I unboxed this. I really love this mini album. Not a huge fan of the second and third mini album from NCT 127. I'm not a fan of NCT Dream. Even though the second song they had was decent, but I am not planning on collecting NCT. I think they're the only group from SM that I am not collecting a majority of their stuff from, mainly because the musical style is not my cup of tea. I enjoyed this one, but I feel like they're going just a different route, and I just don't see myself listening to that kind of music. They do have some good B-sides here and there, but I don't know. I really have to be impressed with them musically to buy like an album. So that's why I only have this. Maybe I might change my mind, but I don't think so. But I do like the fact that they're really unique in terms of their music. Especially when it's like NCT 127, like you know that's their musical style, and then NCT Dream is like bubblegum pop. So I like that SM has established a sound for them, and I just really like that because they're really different. So I understand why they have a certain type of fan base. And this is kind of like the exception to this video because I have 2 things by her, but this is Lovelyz, which is an SM solo singer who mainly promoted in China. She kind of doesn't do anything anymore. But this is her first single, and I mainly got these 2 things because Junsu from JYJ, or if you're, who is also part of the Banjinki, so I collect them, so I had to get these 2 albums. This is her first full-length album. She doesn't really promote. Then I have Busker's first full-length album, and this is the one with the Cherry Blossom song, which is the best-selling K-pop song, or, well, I wouldn't really classify it as K-pop because it's not really K-pop, in Korea. So, obviously, if you've been around in K-pop long enough, ever since this was released, it charts like every year during the spring, so it's like a classic. The packaging is not the best, but I don't think I'll be getting the other stuff from Busker. Then I have MC Mong's 5th album, Humanimal, the repackage. And funny story with this, if you don't know, B.I. from Icon, he debuted really at a young age with MC Mong, and he featured in the song Indian Boy, so please check out like the live stages in the music video. B.I. is in that music in those promotions. And then this is another exception for this video because I do want to get some other stuff from NC Mong. I want to get the song that he has with Mello on the collaboration album called Blue Brand. And I also want to get the album that he released after his hiatus, the single that has Love Mash, and the mini album that he has that he released last year with a song, with a collaboration with Unji from A-Pink. So I am planning to get some more stuff from MC Mong. Then I have Outsiders Maestro. He, if you don't know about him, he's like one of the fastest rappers ever. I forgot the title track for this song, for this album, but just like type on YouTube, Outsider, and then you'll, like the first song that comes up, that's like my favorite song by him, and that's in this album. Then I have D-Unit's debut album, Welcome to the Business, and this is kind of like another, like a depressing story because I really like this group when they first came out. They reminded me a lot of 21, but with a darker image and more like hip-hop based. But they only lasted for like 2 releases. So they had this release, and then they had a digital single called Love Me, and then a part 1 album, which I forgot what it's called, but I really like that release. I don't know if I'll get it, but yeah, they disbanded after that. Like, they were planning to come back and they never did. So that's really depressing that they disbanded. And if you're a T-ara fan, you would know that Bornam's sister is actually in this group. But I recommend listening to this. I don't have the disc right now because I store my discs somewhere else. But this was a decent release, a good effort at the time. So then I have Mi-rae's or Tasha or T. This album, I think this is called T. This is extremely rare, like majority of her things. This album's a bit old. I also made an unboxing of this, but I think I might refilm it because that unboxing is a bit messy. This has a song called Goodbye Sadness, Hello Happiness, which is like my favorite song by her. So that's one of the reasons why I really wanted this, and I got lucky and I found it. But this is extremely rare because most of her stuff is out of print. But if you know of her project group with her husband and Busy, MFPTY, they made a remake of this song, Goodbye Sadness, Hello Happiness. So they remade the song. I do want to have more stuff by her, but it's so difficult to find. Then I have Doni's debut album 17. This is like a promo, but I really wanted this mainly for the debut track that she had, which is called Molaing, and it features members from 2AM. So yes, I also made an unboxing of this, and fun fact, if you don't know, this girl was supposed to be in 21, but then she left YG, and long story short, she disappeared. And she released some other songs, but I don't have anything else by her, and I don't think I'll be getting anything else. Then, let's see, bigger packaging. So then I have MIB's second full-length album, the Magnate line. If you haven't heard of them, you probably have heard of Gangnam, which is like a variety show star. He used to be, because now they disbanded now. He used to be in a group, like a rap hip hop group, with 3 other guys. So yeah, they were really talented. Unfortunately, they didn't promote that much. Even I think they could have promoted a lot more when Gangnam got big, but they never had like a lot of promotions as a group once he became huge. So they never took that opportunity, unfortunately. They were really talented, but yes, so still a really decent album. Recommend listening to it. I don't think I'll be getting their other stuff because I wasn't a huge fan, especially because they barely promoted, but I recommend listening to them even though they disbanded. Then I have DSP Friends White Letter, which is like a DSP project for a winter album. I didn't feature this on my Kara album collection because that's the main reason why I got this. But so I forgot, so I just put it in here. But this has songs from artists under DSP at that time. So we got Rainbow, we got Ajax, and then we got Somin from Card, and I forgot the other girl's name. Chaewon. Oh yeah, Chaewon from April is also in this album. Because they were like, they almost made it into Kara's last lineup where Yeonji won the show, but they got cut off from the for making it into the group, but they debuted in April and Card. So fun thing, really decent, cute little packaging album thing. Yeah. Then I have the Beachy second full-length album, Mystic Ballad, and this is another group that I am planning to get more stuff, so that's another exception to this video. They're like a legendary group in my opinion. They have so many hits. Thank goodness they left MBK because they're such a bad, like that company like ruined so many careers. So I really want to get their older stuff, most of their older stuff. So hopefully I will end up getting that, and whenever I make an updated collection, then I will have a video where I feature more albums from the Beachy. I really recommend listening to their older stuff because it's so good. Then a group that kind of disbanded, I think. I know they went on hiatus, but I don't know if the disbanded was ever confirmed, but I just count them as disbanded. So this is Serial's first mini album, Round 1. This is their debut, and back then they had like a decent amount of fans, because the media labeled them as the 5 IU group because all of them can sing and they have that really innocent look. If you really want to listen to a really K-pop sounding or old school K-pop sounding song, listen to the song No 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 by Serial. Recommend listening to it. It's so catchy, and the music video has Chondung or Thunder from M Black. And yeah, so I really enjoyed this release, but they had another mini album, but I don't think I'll be getting that. Then kind of a really random album that I have is Romeo's first EP, The Romeo. And so the reason why I got this is because this group sounds a lot like Infinite, especially this album. Like just the visuals, the sound. This mini album is really good, by the way, so I recommend listening to it. But if I just listened to the audios for this, I would definitely think it was like an Infinite song or a demo for an Infinite song. So that's like one of the main reasons why I got this, because I'm a huge In-Spirit, so I guess I was looking forward to their other releases, but I just lost interest in them. But I really like this mini album. I'm glad they didn't disband. Maybe I might change my mind and listen to their albums, but as of lately, I haven't been that interested in this group, but really good mini album. Then I have Evil's second mini album, Second Evolution. This group also disbanded. I don't think I'll be getting their first mini, but they had a really strong debut, and then they had this comeback and then they disappeared. They were under the company of Block B, so they're like their sister group. Unfortunately, they disbanded really early on, but yeah. Then I have 100% Real 100%, and this is kind of just another sad little story. I don't think I'll be getting the other stuff from 100%. I was planning to get their stuff a few years back, but I just kind of gave up. Top Media does a horrible job of promoting 100%. Some members have left or gone to the army, so it's just a mess how they've been promoted. They have a lot of talent. And I really enjoyed the title track for this, Want You Back. At first listen, I didn't like it that much, and then a few months later, I heard it again, and I really, really liked it. So, this is solid packaging, but, yeah, I do recommend listening to them. Their music hasn't been the best, for the last few comebacks, which is another reason why I haven't gotten their stuff, but ever since Up Tension debuted, these guys have been just forgotten about by their company, so it's really unfortunate. Then I have another group with another sad story. I have Focus's second mini album, Gorgeous. I also made an unboxing of this, so if you're curious what the photo book looks like, check out that video. And definitely recommend listening to Midnight Sun and their song Jiggy. I was really interested in this group when they first came out, but I don't know, after this release I just lost interest. I might get their first mini album, but that's really a stretch because I'm not like a huge fan. I like their music, but I don't even know the member names, but I like the title track a lot, so just kind of an impulse buy, I guess. Then I have Cross Jeans Game. I think this is does it say what mini album this is? But I really enjoyed this release. I like Cross Jean. I don't think I'll be getting their other albums because first of all they're a bit expensive and rare, so yeah. But I enjoyed this release. I thought I was gonna like start collecting them, but I kind of made the decision not to. I like the packaging for this. Oh wow, I put G-Friend's photo card in here. Let me just take this out. So I have a signed copy, as you can see. I don't know. I got really excited with the title track for this, and I thought I was gonna be like a hardcore fan. They do have some good music, though. I recommend listening to their albums. But who knows? I might change my mind and I might buy their other albums. So this is like kind of like, I don't know, maybe. But since I collect so many other groups, I don't know. I don't think I'll be getting more of their albums. Then I have Led Apple's Run to You. Their mini, I think this is their second mini album. I also made an unboxing of this. Yet another sad story. This group tried everything and Korea completely ignored them. Really unfortunate because they had some good songs, but it's just that they sounded a lot like CN Blue. Like same thing with the group that I just talked about, Romeo. If I were just to listen to the songs on their own, I would think that it was like a CN Blue song. But they've tried to do like playing instrument and dancing. They had some interesting music videos, but they never made it, unfortunately. But if you might know them because of Hambyul, who used to be a host for After School Club. But other than that, they've disbanded. They had a lot of member changes, and I don't think I'll be getting their other albums. But I really enjoy their music for for the short time they were able to make and release albums. This one's yet another random purchase. This is unique, and I really like the title track for this and the other songs that they promoted for it. Really like the fact that this has a really thick photo book. But I don't think I'll be getting more of their stuff. They don't promote that much either, so this one's kind of more like an impulse buy. I really try not to get random groups, but this was a good release. Then I have Bara from SES, her fourth solo, See the Sea. I also made an unboxing of this because this is a rare item. I recommend listening to the song Yes I'm in Love with, which Taecyeon from 2PM features in that song. He used to feature in a lot of K-pop songs back in the day. And the song Mad, they're really catchy, and yes, so if you're curious about what this album looks like, I made an unboxing for it, and I might get, I really want to get their 20th anniversary album as SES. Then have the Electro Boys, who maybe a lot of you might not have heard of, but as you can see, I have a signed copy of it. This is their first and only full-length album, In Love. They're under Brave Entertainment. Unfortunately, they're under Brave Entertainment because they just suck. Like, that company is the worst when it comes to promoting their artists, because Brave Sound gives so many hits to other groups but doesn't do anything to promote Big Star, Brave Girls, or Electro Boys. Yeah, so these guys also produce a lot of the songs with Brave Brothers, so that's an interesting fact. Like, one of the members, I know he does like background vocals for a lot of K-pop songs that especially AOA released. Yeah, so another fun little fact, if you didn't know, if you know the song My Boy by Sistar 19, they did like 3 versions of that song. So they have My Boy 2 with Hyorin from Sistar, and then My Boy 3 with Nana from After School. And I really like that. And this album as a whole is really good, so I recommend listening to it. Unfortunately, they don't really promote that much. And then I have Sori, which I also made an unboxing for, which is a solo artist. I don't think she promotes that much anymore. She was a bit popular back then for her dancing. This is her second mini album, which wasn't a success, but because it was like very out of tune. But I really enjoyed this album regardless. Like, all the songs in here are really catchy. Like, to be honest, this is like a guilty pleasure album. So if you're curious about this album, I made an unboxing for it. Then LC9, yet another depressing story. They were a group under Nega Network, which is the company that helped create the Bright Eyed Girls. So obviously, since the Bright Eyed Girls are one of my ultimate favorite K-pop groups of all time, I had to support LC9, and I was really interested in them because Nega Network does a really good job of producing albums. So they did a fantastic job with their debut. And actually they debuted in 2012, and I was more of an LC9 fan than like groups like VIX, even like BAP, and I was really looking forward to them releasing more music, but unfortunately they didn't get to do much. So they disbanded as well, and I don't know if maybe he has changed his name or his stage name, but the guy, the member named King, he's so talented. So I hope that he gets to debut in another group. But this group had like a bunch of like, this guy left, so it's just really unfortunate. And one of the songs here is in English. Again, with more depressing stories. No Ji-hoon, who's a solo in Cube. This guy should have debuted with Pentagon, so this guy could make some money. He's really talented. really recommend listening to this album. This is his second mini. I'm really glad that they included a digital song that they released prior to this, which is A Song for You. That song was one of my favorite songs released that year. And the title track for this mini album is really good as well. Recommend listening to it. And he needs to leave Cube. So much talent gone to waste. And I don't know if I'll get his mini album, but I'm just happy I have that, his second mini. Then I have Lovelyz, which is a group that I was planning to collect, but I changed my mind. But this is their first full-length album, Girls Invasion. And if you're not familiar with my channel, I'm a huge In-Spirit, so I was really looking forward to Lovelyz, because they were advertising them as like the female version of Infinite, so obviously I bought this. It's not that I hate their music, and it's not that I dislike their music, but I don't love their music. So I've really been just struggling trying to like Lovelyz a lot. I like their comebacks, but they don't do much for me. I guess I just have to listen to their albums, and I might change my mind, but as of now I only have this one because I bought it obviously because their pre-debut song, Goodbye Like Yesterday, or Goodnight Like Yesterday, their best song still. But they had some decent songs here and there, but I don't know, they've just never really done much for me, so I've still only got their first full-length album. And then moving on to like YG. And okay, so I have Gummy's mini album Loveless. She was a solo artist under YG, used to be huge, but YG screwed her over like he does with all his artists. Once they're huge, and then after a little bit later he gives up on them. But highly recommend listening to this. I don't know much of her other music, but this mini album, flawless. Really recommend listening to it. I love this mini album so much, which is why I got it. I think I might listen to her other stuff, but this is highly recommend listening to Loveless by Gummy. And last but not least, but I think is a staple from any K-pop collector, Size 6 album. I think this is like part 1 and never got a part 2. But this is the song that has Gangnam Style. Here's like my little gist with Psy. I know he gets a lot of hate from K-pop fans, but you can't deny the impact that he had on just the K-pop world, because he launched it onto a whole international level. Even though all K-pop songs don't sound like that, if you're a K-pop fan, you know that. So that's like the only negative thing that is with Psy, because a lot of people take K-pop as a joke, which is kind of annoying. But with that aside, I think Psy is a fantastic performer. I am not a huge fan of his songs because you really have to be in the mood to listen to Psy's title tracks, because they're really intense. And that's the main reason why I haven't bought his other 2 physical releases that he has under YG. Because I don't like how, I don't know if it's Psy picking the title tracks or if it's YG picking the title tracks. But the videos, I do get that Psy has always done funny music videos. But here and there, I like it when they change the format of the videos, because now it's just always like the same thing, and the title tracks sound very similar. Again, that's his signature sound, but he has some good songs as B-sides, which I think they should get a lot more attention. So I might get, mainly just for collection purposes, the other 2, because one of them is with the song with Junsu from JYJ, and Donbanchiki is my ultimate favorite group in K-pop, so that might just be for collection purposes. And then his album that he released this year in 2017, and he has a song with Taeyang, which is also one of my ultimate favorite solos in K-pop. So actually that's like the best song in that album. It just got a music video. It deserved a better music video in my opinion. should have been the title track. And if that would have been the title track, that would have been a bigger incentive for me to buy the album. So who knows, I might get more stuff from Psy, but right now I just have this.